Welcome to Wizards Outlook, joined by Cardo Dudley Jr. We got Raymond Lyons. I'm Wilson Tarpe Jr. And how about this? We know the Wizards got a 10-day trip out on the road. I believe it's 5 games. DeLon Wright's late steal closes out the Wizards win over Dallas, 127-126. Ray, we'll start with you. Just your thoughts on this one, and then Cardo.
I mean, they literally made one defensive play to seal the game. It wasn't too much of that going on throughout, but I mean, it's a solid win on the road. Kuzma, 30 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 12 of 23 from the field. Not a good night from 3-point range, but he was effective enough. They shot well as a team, 50.6% from the field, 37% from 3. Yeah, man, they just kept pace offensively and got the one lone defensive stop of the game between the two of the teams. But yeah, man, it's the first game post Rui. The way it's a good way to start off the road trip. But yeah, they got to play some defense at some point, man. Like I know it's beating a dead horse at this point, but yeah, you just not going to survive like this. On the Mavericks side, of course, Luka was Luka, 41-15-6. Dinwiddie, pretty much every game he's seen them since he's been traded, he's been on one. So yeah, man. But it's overall just a good win. Hopefully they keep it up. They at Houston tomorrow. Yeah, man. Just keep the energy going on this road trip.
All right, Cardo.
Offensively, it was basically a shootout throughout the whole game. It literally, I know the Mavericks had 5 more overall field goals. The Wiz had 1 more 3-pointer, but I felt the Wiz were the aggressor. They got to the free throw line a lot more, and then that's what kind of lessened the gap because the Mavs had a few more field goals, and then on top of that, when the game was on the line, DeLon Wright, the stopper, the defensive stopper for the Wizards, he stepped up, and they also kind of show why it's hard to give the Mavericks, that the spotlight, whether you think they can go deep, because it's predictable. Get the ball in Luka's hands and see if he can work some magic. And you saw in the possession before, DeLon was sitting on the adjustment. They trapped him to get the ball in his hands. He was sitting on him. Luka threw the bounce pass, but DeLon kicked it out of bounds. So he was hip to what was going on. They tried to come right back with the same play, and this time he stole it. It's just predictable offense at this point. You know what I mean? And for Dallas, they have to figure out how somebody else can go make a play, get a bucket, or find somebody that's not named Luka Doncic. And you see where not keeping Jalen Brunson hurts a lot. That hurt them a great deal, man. But it also shows why DeLon Wright was so important. And hell, he might be the main X factor for the Wizards, because now they're starting to win a little bit. And ironically, he's at the center of it, just like they were doing before he went down. Then all hell broke loose. He's the one person that would do all the tangible little things, start with defense, but could still score, rebound, pass, do all the other little things. And he's consistent in doing that. He can guard multiple positions. And that's something the Wizards not only desperately need outside of him. Goodwin, to a certain extent, he just don't have the experience. No one on the roster does it. So if he's not in the lineup, it's really for sure a shootout. And we all know how that's going to go. It's going to be up and down like it's been. But, look, man, Kuz did his thing. I wish he would stop settling for these just bad 3-pointers, because he could easily have 40. If he would just cut those 3-pointers in half. It was one 3-pointer I saw in the first half. My man caught the ball and was wide open, but I forgot who was guarding on from the Mavs. They closed out. So he damn near had passed because he fumbled the ball like he was about to pass because the dude went back to his original guy who was like, hey, little daylight, and just shot the three anyway, and it missed bad to the right. And I'm like, why, dog? Just why? Why? Come on, man. Like, just because you got daylight don't mean you need to, you know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why it was a close game. Because the shot selection, the same old thing. The same old thing. You know what I'm saying? They just ran into a team that played a little bit worse with their shot selection. You know what I'm saying? So, look, they got the win. You can't knock it. But it's not something to be like, oh, man, you know, they figured it out. It's definitely not there. I know KP wasn't out there, but it happened when he was on the floor anyway. So you can't use that as an excuse. Look, going on the road, being an MVP candidate, it's tough, but you should be able to do that. Let's be real. You have 2 all-star caliber players. They have 1. So you should be able to pull that out, man, if everybody come and do their job. The other edge for the Wizards that was big for this win was the bench play. The Wizards bench outscored the Mavs bench 39-26, led by Denny, led by DeLon Wright, who once again does it all. You know, Swiss Army knife, just do it all. Denny 15-10, 3 assists on 3 of 5 shooting. You know, it was big. You know, Will Barton, ain't seen him in a while, but he came in 15 minutes. That's big time production for 15 minutes of action on 3 of 5 shooting. And then you know, Anthony Gill, you know, came in, chipped in his usual 6 and 4. Just being efficient with the shots that you get. And that bench play helped, man, because outside of, you know, Green, you know, Josh Green from the Mavs, they really didn't get much. You know what I'm saying? I know you wasn't really expecting nothing from the former Wizard who I won't name, so we already know how that's gonna go. You know what I mean? But you know, man, Luka did what he usually does, man. Even Spencer had a big game. Powell got Gaff up out of there and got him a foul shot on. I think he's the one that fouled him out too. Fouled him out, but he had big production inside because the Wizards are extremely thin inside. All in all, man, it just came down to who settled down and executed better down the stretch, and that was the Wizards, and that's why they put out this one.
All right, y'all know what's next.
Oh boy. Man, look, I'm giving that jump to DeLon, man. He won the game. He literally won the game with defense. We guys, just because you score the points don't mean you to play the game had the biggest impact, man. DeLon, man. You know, it was DeLon. Not only to make Luka pass that one, because you could trap, but if it's a weak trap and you still feel like you got daylight, Luka landed fly. So he came hard with a real trap and got the steal. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna have to give it to him because I don't think anybody else on the team could have pulled that play off, honestly.
Right.
Yeah, he got to be somewhere in the conversation for either one every night. And I mean, yeah, because they had no interest in playing defense until that play. Yeah, he sealed the game. Lord knows what would have happened if he wasn't the one coming to trap. Yeah, I'm gonna go with DeLon as well.
You know what? Kuz just said the post game. He's the player of the game for that one. We needed that one. That was the stop that won the game. That was clutch. So he even gave it to him. So who are we to argue?
Hey,
it's DeLon right.
Hey, every once in a while, you know, when they right, they right. Yeah, this is not even difficult. Like, nobody else was interested in. Nobody else trying to go keep Luka from doing anything. And Ray, if you want to know the answer to your question about what would happen, if it was any combination of the 2 other people, Luke would have got that bounce pass off. They would have overreacted to the person that got the ball. Luke would have got that thing back, step back 3, and we would have the results of the results. That's exactly what would have happened. Somebody would have overreacted to the dude who was giving the ball right back to Luka. But alas, DeLon Wright is there. Did what he did. I was telling Ray, Cardell, before you got in here, if I was DeLon Wright, it's time to go upstairs. I need some added incentives or something on my contract because looking at this year, you touched on it earlier. We were winning when I was around. I got hurt. 10-game losing streak in disarray. I come back, almost look like a basketball team again. But no, all seriousness, I love game by him. Big stop. X factor for the night, guys.
Denny, I'm on Denny. 15-10. 3 or 5, 3 assists. Look, they traded Rui. Spotlight on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you get in the game, you gotta go to work. So he stepped up tonight and he performed.
Right.
Yeah, it's no more excuses at this point. They put all their eggs in the Denny basket. And that was made clear by the person who's responsible for making that decision. So it's up to him now, sink or swim. But yeah, he'll his contributions earned him that for tonight.
Yeah, I was just happy to see him attack. Like, attack. Routine. What do you say? He had 15 on 3 or 5 shooting. Right.
Because
Mm-hmm.
he know if you F up, he ain't going to the bench. That's why. Sometimes it's just that simple. Hey.
No, you're right though. No. Hey, look, there was a freedom some people play with tonight.
Because they know if Rui get in, or when he was there, he get in. More than likely, he gonna be consistent, and you ain't gonna play no more. So, I'm sure we'll talk about what the GM said later. But we're gonna just stick to this one. But yeah, that's what it was. It was freedom. He know he ain't have to look over his shoulder. That's all it was. And he balled.
And like you said, y'all been saying the whole time about him just being in his head. Whether I agree with the trade or what have you, this might have been a thing to keep him out of his head, knowing that, like you guys said, what are you about to take me out for? Ain't nobody coming off the bench to give you 30, 25, or what have you to make this a discussion. Not to knock anybody, just saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just is what it is. Yeah.
Also, only played 10 players.
Yeah. The group is the group. As of right now, but we're going to get to some of these comments. And I was trying not to laugh while y'all was doing this. But Kirksey, what's going on as always, man. Biggie Steve, Area 11T, we appreciate you. I'm gonna start with Yoav. Hopefully I didn't mess up your name. You can phonetically spell it out because I don't want to keep messing it up. Appreciate all y'all tuning in. And we'll start with the first comment. Delon, thank you for saving us. Like Cardell mentioned, what Kuz said, that's the sentiment from tonight. Somebody had to step up and get a damn stop. Bill and Kuz didn't want to win, missing late free throws. Kuz and Bill turning it over per usual. In the crunch time, stop asking for screens.
Yeah, I'm one of them people, man. If you can get a bucket, why are you asking for a screen? You bringing another defender to you. You're just bringing more of a crowd. Yo, if you can get a bucket like a lot of these dudes feel they are, just give me some space. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to go to work on this dude. If they come with help, depending on what type of shot I got, I'll pass it to you. If not, I'm going to get a shot. And that's all. If you're a scorer, that's all you're really looking for. Let me get some daylight and get a good shot at the rim. And if I do, I'm confident it'll go in. So, it's just predictable, man. It's predictable offense. And it's like this across the league. Screen roll, kick out for 3. Or you get into the basket trying to get to the free throw line. It's really predictable. And it bit the Mavericks in the ass late because they could have won this game. But it's becoming predictable. It's just look, Luka saved the day. And he going to call for a screen, but the Wizards ain't let him get to it. Shout out to Delon Wright. So that's the difference in the game.
Right. If you want to chime in, just let me know. Otherwise, I'm just move on anytime. We good, Kirksey. Glad you guys are here. Good win, good game by Kuzma overall. Biggie Steve said, I don't care what anybody says. Mr. Wright is player of the game. From Brad's turnovers to Kuzma missing a free throw. Look, man, we are all in agreement tonight about who did what, and it's clear. And look, he doesn't average 20 a game. How about the hell of an impact? Area 11T, I love how Denny and Delon were our most clutch players tonight. Man, your ass said Kuz almost lost the game.
That's what you get with Kuz. He can win the game and then lose the game for you, and then win the game again, and then lose it for you. It's a roller coaster with Kuz. And really, Only thing stopping him is just better shot selection. If he
That's
was
the
better with his
craziest
shot
part.
selection, he could average 25, 30 off less shots. It would be crazy.
If he just flipped his game, he'd be fine. He'd be fine. Like no more than 5 threes unless you insanely hot.
Right.
Get downhill, man. You good. You got the mid range. You bully folks to the cup. Like there's a lot to like, but again, this goes to sometimes like everybody's excited about some things. Sometimes having somebody who knows how to use what they have versus somebody who has a bunch has no idea how to use it. It's a great example of it sometimes.
He could be a black hole at sometimes. Sometimes he just need to understand you don't need to do that, dog. Take your time.
Swing it. Biggie Steve said, I miss those Rui middies. Yeah, you won't be seeing those anymore. They are gone. Area 11 says, I miss Rui already.
I'm not here, see him. They just won't be here.
And that's the other part too is with the Lakers, y'all gonna see more of his stuff actually.
Yeah.
Daniel Caldwell, what's going on? So Kuz got to do something about that shot selection. Try to watch him 10 plus. It's not gonna change, man. It's a contract year. He getting them things up. You might as well pencil him in for 7 to 10 tonight.
And the Suso says in the analytic department, they're encouraging it. So I think that had a little bit to also do with one guy getting moved to LA.
6'10", I'm gonna need Kuz to play like it. Look, like we all agree. When he does, it's great. The times when he decides I want to jack a three for the hell of it, or where he decides he's an honorary splash brother and it hits the side of the rim. Fun times. The line ain't finna get credit for an award because he plays for the Wizards.
No, he's sharp this year. I don't know if the injury hurt him, but if he stays healthy and stay consistent, and the Wizards start propelling up someone else, he definitely should be in consideration for all defensive team. One of them damn teams for sure.
But
you
like
can't
you
tell
said,
me 10 better defenders in the league now.
But like you said, that also goes with like you said, the success of the team. In terms of getting noticed all around the league. But yeah, he deserves everything. Biggie Steve said 100% all facts by y'all for our show. Like, hey, look, we appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in consistently and for the comments. We didn't have a playback show tonight because we're recording our other weekly show. We'll be back in the playback rooms tomorrow, and what does all look like normal tomorrow? How is the best player getting paid all this money? You asking for help? I don't have an answer for that question, sir. I believe my stance here has been official for 2.5 years. So I will refer my responses to anything regarding one Mr. Bradley Beal said those statements. Thank you. They trap him every late game situation just to get to your spots. Yeah, I don't know. And I'm sick of the spin dribble opposite. When you're not looking, they're waiting. They're waiting. Like you're turning your back to the defense. Like they're waiting. But again, levels and whatnot is what it is. Biggie Steve got a question. Want to hear y'all's answer to this. Feel like the last 2 questions were trending to this. Last question is Brad becoming a liability in late game crunch time. That's all, y'all. I'm bored. And that was followed. Hey, look, matter of fact, that was followed up by.
Oh Lord.
Shit. Damn. I was literally I was thinking it. But I was thinking it. I'm just damn. Y'all hyped tonight. Y'all gonna get our credentials taken. We ain't this shit crap. Yeah, look, man. Bill, in all honesty, look, Bill has the ability to be clutch. I just think he gets a little cute at times with the ball. It's the clutch. You just gotta get to it, get to your spot and shoot. Like you can't play. Clearly, the game is on the line. So whoever's guarding you, or if they send in traps or triples, they're coming hard. I think Bill just dances too much, man. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just like reading the defense, seeing where the double corn, taking 1 or 2 dribbles, either getting to the basket or pulling up. Simple as that, man. You gotta be crazy efficient, and that's why you notice the guys that come to mind that's very clutch, the Dames, the KDs, the Stephs. They don't F around. They get to their spot and the shot's up. Sometimes they go before the damn double can come. The double, like, yo, and then by the time they even flinch, the ball's in the air. And then they looking at the coach like, what the fuck? We should have, it's just going to. Bill just dances too much, man. He plays with the ball, man. I think that's just something he's a rhythm guy, and I think it'd take a few dribbles for him to get in rhythm and get where he need to go. That's just something he need to work on and stuff like that. But he's fully capable of improving in that area. But right now, you can't really say he's good because, look, the results are the results. It ain't no shade or no shot or nothing, man. It just is what it is. And clutch is not just about making a game-winning shot or game-winning free throws. It's if your team is down, it's a close game in the last few minutes, you're making the shots to either make the comeback to get them the lead or to maintain the lead also. That's being clutch as well. So a lot of people don't understand that. So, yeah, you can't really put that label on him right now. It hasn't been there.
Right.
No, I agree, man. It just is what it is. I mean, he's made those plays before, but never on a consistent basis. And to Cardell's point, I mean, in those situations, it ain't time to break out the 13 dribble cone combinations. You just got to get to business, man. And that when you do that, that allows the defense to corral you even more. You got to get the ball and go. So yeah, man. But like you said, he's obviously capable of scoring the basketball. He just got to get more efficient in the way he does that, especially in those late game situations.
It was interesting to me about that whole thing. They're three, their core three best players, whatever you want to call them. They all got the same issue. Like they all capable of scoring the ball, but doing so efficiently is the issue in the shot selection. And it just happens in different ways, like you guys mentioned. Get to your spot and go up. There was a before that possession where he lost the ball. He had somebody isoed in the mid range, and he caught him off the step back. I'm thinking he's going to pull, but like Cardell said, he wasn't in his rhythm. He had to take 2 more dribbles, and just that moment right there, somebody else, you talk about Steph, KD, Dame, or whatever. Right off that, the shot's up, you're done. Just that little hesitation sometimes, or having or that not being comfortable for it to be a rhythm dribble for you. Defense, like back into the play.
That comes from the training crap. Saying over is just your drill.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes as a defender, when you a drill, you're easier to guard. I can read what you're trying to do. It's like the Euro step. You see a lot of guys already setting up for the charge before the dude even starts to do it. Because you're just gonna do a Euro step or whatever. So it's the same thing with Bill and Dog. We see it, and these are guys that are getting paid to stop you. So I know they're watching film and dissecting that too. And another guy I got to add to the collection, Kawhi. Kawhi take a hard dribble, pump fake. That's why they be like, man, he got the Jordan package, pump fake 3 to Kobe Jordan package 2-3 times. You gonna bite because he's going up. It's just a matter of when you eventually gonna bite. Or he just gonna hit the shot over you, just gonna be flat footed, man. He gotta get that. Doing more with less.
Especially in those moments, it's everything. It's everything. You only got a limited amount of space. So when you have, like Carlos, what you mentioned earlier, the type of the dudes that get doubled late, let that double be late to stuff. That thing's up in the air and we waiting to see how much of the rim it hit before that double gets there. Because why would you wait for it? You know what I'm saying? Like, he had to do before the spin dribble. The help was coming late. Like, the help was really late. But, again, it's one of those things. And hopefully he gets there. Kirksey said Monty Bates. Yes, he.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Now people see why when he was a young, I was like, that's Durant 2.0. Durant Jr. He has a lot of the same traits. He's grown, same ability or whatnot. So they're not winning a lot at this college, man. But this is one of those games where eye-opening. Like, hold on, we gotta get back and see what was going on, especially after the all season. We gotta start paying attention again. I'm happy for him. He's all world talent, and hopefully we'll be talking about him on these post-game shows next year.
Kersey also said ruin the Lakers and the Lakers' future starting next to Bron. Watch out, and that's and I hate to be this person. That's the other thing with here, right? You let go of a hell of a facilitator. Guess what Rui gets to go play with? Go Because I saw some people like, oh, his catch and shoot numbers are down. Hey, a lot of that sometimes I've seen somebody get a whole bunch of people paid on catch and shoot jumpers. Sometimes it's just who's pulling the strings. But
But it's nobody really that's a great facilitator, man. It's guys that play point guard.
Yeah.
And I don't mean they set you up to eat and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
He had to create a lot, man. But now LeBron, and then even with AD, the attention they gonna draw, just one dribble pull-ups everywhere. That's his game. He's automatic with that. And people are looking at the offensive side. They're not looking at the defensive side. He can go guard these big wings. Like I'm looking now, the Lakers are down big to the Clippers. It'd be nice to have Rui guarding Kawhi or Paul George, and then LeBron can rest on. No disrespect. He can rest on Marcus Morris. He can Covington, Batum. He could just be shutting on them, just contesting three, but he's staying fresh. So that's gonna help them a lot, man, on both ends.
For sure. Last couple, we're gonna see. Yes, you are. Yeah. I heard the Lakers being on TV a little bit. Yeah. Matter of fact, this today, like maybe an hour ago, was the first time I saw a Rui warm-up clip this year. I'm not trying to be funny. Just being honest.
With a Rui jersey on and stuff, they going to win streak. It's gonna be crazy.
We about to hear a whole lot of people all of a sudden become very familiar with this game that weren't watching in Washington, but we're here for it, right? Hey man.
Ain't going there.
Nope. And y'all trying today, but I appreciate the energy. Y'all trying today.
What's up?
Y'all trying today. Like, look, like I said, my rule is I always put them up there. I'm not not gonna respond to everything, but y'all on one tonight. We appreciate the energy. It's they still got 4 more trips on it, 4 more games on this road trip. So we hope y'all keep the same energy for each and every game. We appreciate y'all, truly do. Y'all have a great night. We see y'all tomorrow night.